Hiya, folks. This is Rick Amateur Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges Ablaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leva Leone.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
This is Kathy from Music and More Records.
My name's Reggie and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
That's us. Welcome. I'm TBT.
Hey.
That guy over there is Ace. This is the Weekly Pour podcast episode, like a lot. I think it's 108, 108, 108th episode. That's more than 107.
That's commitment.
It is. It is. Even if we skip a week last week.
We've been committed.
Yeah. At some point, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're beyond the committed part. So we're here. Yeah. So if you're watching us live on the YouTubes, thank you. Jump into the chat, say hi, hit that thumbs up. If you're watching us on the Facebooks, do the same thing. There's just no thumb to hit. So hit the little thingy thing. What is it? Like? Comment? I don't know.
Yeah, you like it.
Yeah, just like
There's
it.
a
I gotta
thumb.
close things out. Is there a thumb?
Like.
Don't do that because I knew it. That's what's going to happen is you're going to start showing thumb.
When are you going to share how I get rid of this?
I'm supposed to have done that like weeks ago.
Yeah.
However, I kind of enjoy it. It's one of those things that like, you do it and it's like, oh man, you should really stop doing that. But it doesn't matter. Mama TBT is the first one in the chat. The old Digital Viper himself is there second. Somebody's missing. That would be our moderator, Natalie, the moderator. She sent me a message earlier today and said, I may not be able to make the show or something like that because now get this, her kid has his last baseball game. Hello? Priorities. What if
it's not his last forever?
No, it's just the last this season.
He's only like 3.
Right. Does she not know there's a hurricane coming?
Right.
Yeah.
You can't play in the rain.
No. You're going to hit the ball. Are they even going to hit the ball? He's 3.
I mean, they're little. They can't hit nothing.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm sure she'd be on here and say like, no, he's not. He's 10 or 9.
You ever watch them? It's so cute when the little ones play and they hit the ball and it dribbles down the foul line on the first base side and they run to third.
As they're dribbling themselves.
Right. I always love when they run to third base.
Or when they run and their little helmet comes off.
Yeah, it's bobbing.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Kids. That's why I don't have kids.
None.
Oh, well. Whatever. Yeah, so we skipped last week. We didn't really skip last week. There were reasons that we didn't do last week.
There's usually a reason.
Yeah, there's always a reason. Even if the reason is only based on because we want to skip, which is not true. We don't ever do that. Everything gets in the way. Life. And last week it was my turn. Because I got old. And you know what happens when you get old? You got to go see the doctor.
So you had what appointment?
Yes. I had my rectum examined.
Okay.
I always say it wrong. It's like colonoscopy. Colonoscopy. That's what I said.
So was this your first time? Were you a virgin?
Well, I was. Yes. Here's the kicker. I was prepping because if you know about this, you have to prep I was prepping last Tuesday, and I had to start at 6 p.m.
Okay.
We start the show at 7 o'clock Eastern. There's no way in the world that we were going to have this show while I was prepping, because you would be doing all the talking yourself, because I'd be up and down, up and down, up and down.
I believe the stuff they give you to prep with is pretty fast acting. I think it is.
It wasn't.
No? So you could have done the show.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Oh, okay.
Because you got to remember, I started an hour before the show would have been scheduled to start.
Right.
And I guess there's some people that say they get this gallon jug of stuff that they have to drink. I didn't have that.
Did you have a little mix?
Yeah, I had little Ovaltine packets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the first one was, you put it in the water and you mix it, and then you drink it over a 30-minute period. It was mango flavored.
I was going to say, was it, you said Ovaltine, so was it like chocolate?
No, it said mango, but it was not. Mama TBT, cover your ears. It tasted like shit. It's horrible. So you do that, and then
they try.
Yeah, and then the next morning, waking up bright and early, and you have to start again on 2-packs.
What?
Yeah, 2-packs into the water, shake it up, and it's fruit punch. Not mango, it's fruit punch.
Was it?
Shitty fruit punch. Yeah, I don't know. But thank you to Mama TBT, because she took me to the doctor and brought me home, because, you have to have a driver. You can't drive yourself.
You have to have your mom.
Yeah, I had to have mom, so I did. Mama did it. And I don't remember anything other than being wheeled back. They started asking me about my tattoos, because I had a fresh one, and they said, "Oh, you have a fresh tattoo." And I was like, "Yeah." And then they said, "Well, where do you go?" And the next thing I know,
they were violating you.
No, I'm awake, and I'm back in the recovery room.
Because they violated you.
It was the best 26-minute sleep I've ever had.
Is that all it took?
26 minutes. I don't know whether to be happy or to be really violated, because it only took that long. I'm confused. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I guess this is the point where you say, "Oh, everything turned out fine."
Yeah. I mean, either way, you don't remember, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like going to P. Diddy's house.
Right?
You just don't remember.
Yeah, I went to IU Health Diddy's house. And then all of a sudden, boom, there we are.
I jest, but there are so many allegations coming out over the last few months with this Sean Puffy Combs deal. It's hard to keep track of all the craziness that this guy was into. And the funny thing is, you should never assume anything with celebrities at all. I assumed he was just a nice music mogul, a fine businessman, an upstanding
businessman.
That's what I thought. And
an upstanding member of society.
Yes, he was a star maker, and he was taking people under his wing.
Yeah,
and promoting them. That's what I thought.
So here's what I've been thinking, because we could do an entire show on this whole scandal, but we're going to wait until some of the other people, get named in this. But remember when he changed his name?
Right.
Why did he have to change it from Puff Daddy?
Why? Because he quit Puffin' Daddy?
Or maybe that's what he started telling the other people. I don't know. We could go down a really deep rabbit hole with this.
And this has got all the elements of a great story, in a sense that he went on the lam for a little bit.
Yeah,
he ran the country, and then of course ended up coming back, but to face the music. But holy crap! And all the baby oil.
Yeah, Diddy oil.
So think about this. If you ever buy baby oil for any reason, you
other than a baby,
you probably buy a bottle. and it lasts you forever.
Yeah.
You don't go, as he says, to Costco and buy in bulk because you need a lot. You just got a lot of, I don't know, chafing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I just can't even imagine.
I'm trying to read what the Viper said. I think he's a notorious big pimp. See what I did there? Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah.
Oh, Shannon. Hey, Shannon.
Oh, Shannon. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, whatever. Why do we never have these scandals in the rock world?
Because it's expected.
Because in the rock world, we're snorting cocaine off of hookers' asses. We're throwing freaking TVs out of hotel windows. And
we're snorting ants.
Snorting ants on the pool.
We're pissing on Alamo.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, we're doing like illegal but yet somewhat legal stuff versus
sometimes it feels like
puffing your
the rock scene is more normal,
right?
It's like, okay, for instance, think about how old some of your favorite rock stars when they make it, like Motley Crue's really young, Poison's really young, everyone's really young. It's an extension of the high school party that they went to all the time.
Totally.
Except lots of different groupies, lots of different stuff like that. And I'm not defending any of this at all. I'm just saying, gosh, I've never heard of these types of scandals.
Yeah, it's literally sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Literally.
Versus puffing your ditty in baby oil.
Well, and alleged sex trafficking and, hiring pimps to come in and sex traffic with other people's pimps and pimping your girlfriend and craziness.
Yeah.
I bet you Tommy Lee can't remember the girl he met in Albuquerque 2 days before, but when he moved on to
guaranteed.
I mean, he didn't traffic her anywhere, but backstage.
Right. I don't know.
I don't either.
Insane. Oh yeah. Insane in the membrane.
I hate that song.
I do too. It's horrible. Yeah. So, but there's so many conspiracies and so many different rabbit holes to jump through with that, because they're talking about, him being a part of this whole, the death of Aaliyah.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
The pop star from whenever. But there's been some other people implicated. If you want to find out like how deep this rabbit hole goes, jump on Snapchat and just search for stuff, and it won't take you long. And you'll be sitting there for hours going, what have I gotten myself into? What is going on? And what's next? So
who's the the businessman that had the island that died in jail there?
Oh, yeah.
Is this all wrapped up in that guy?
I want to say Gustav, but it's not Gustav.
Gustav.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I can't think of his name at the moment. The one that Hillary supposedly killed.
Epstein. There we go. I knew the Viper would jump in there with that.
Yeah. What if this is all tied in? Talk about conspiracy.
Yeah.
Really.
I think it's going to be crazy.
I saw an interview today with some guy that talked about how P. Diddy Puff Daddy was part of the Black Illuminati. I don't know what that is.
It's the opposite of the white Illuminati.
Well, yeah.
Just wait. Elvis will come back. Tupac's alive. All of these conspiracy theories are all entwined and entangled.
Right.
And we're going to come out and, for Christmas, it's going to be Dick Clark's Hollywood Christmas with Dick Clark.
JFK's running a shadow government.
Exactly. Where have we gone? Where have we taken this show in under 15 minutes?
I'm sorry, but I watched videos this morning and it just got me thinking.
Yeah, because you were at the airport flying around the country.
Right. I was in LaGuardia jumping around, and I had a 2-hour layover, so I sat and watched videos about all this stuff going on with Puff Daddy because I wanted some clarity because there's just so much I haven't read.
Sure.
And I don't think I got clarity. I think I got Illuminati. That's funny.
Yeah, that's good. Illuminati. I see what you did there. Yeah, it's a stupid rabbit hole. Ridiculous. You can jump down it and you will not get back. Lou, I saw you step in. Glad you could make it. What did you miss? You've missed, 12 minutes worth of P. Diddy
debauchery.
Or is it baby oilockery? And my colonoscopy.
That's what started this. You and your damn colonoscopy.
I don't appreciate the fact that we start off with a colonoscopy and end up with freaking P. Diddy and baby oil. I feel violated even more.
That's what started this conversation.
Damn it. Cannot win. So yeah, back to your thing. You were in LaGuardia this morning because you're not at home. You're in the world of the Yorks.
I am in the northern studio here in New York. So yes.
Yeah, the land of the Yorks.
I have not seen an orc yet.
Not orc, York.
Oh, there are no Yorks. I've not seen any Yorks.
Any Yorkshire pudding? Wrong country.
There's a Yorkshire dog that'll be here soon.
Oh, yes. O'Keefer.
Yes, he'll be here.
He's a little terrier. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm up here for about a week.
Excellent. Spending some time with Kathy, which is good. Of course, Kathy, the owner extraordinaire of Music and More Records, one of our lovely sponsors. Our only, since, Chef Jason decided to sell Bad Company.
Right, because, it was just booming.
Yeah, it makes me mad, though, because I'm running out of stuff.
Me too. And I need to buy stuff. And it's like, man, I wanted to buy off Jason.
Yeah. I am working on a new sponsor.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I'm working on this one. You can see it if you're watching. Oreo flavored Coca-Cola Zero. I don't know why, but I was intrigued.
I had a sip and it tasted like there was a hint of that Oreo in it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I would want it in a soda. So you tell me.
Yeah, me neither, because I've not had it alone. I drank it, tasted it like you did, and then it sat in the refrigerator for like a week, and I was like, oh, I should really drink that before it goes flat. Because it's Oreo, I decided to put it over ice cream.
See, that makes sense.
And guess what? It works.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. TBT said, I wonder if that would make a good drink. So guess what? It does.
See, that makes sense. Like using it as a mixer or something.
Yeah.
But just to look at it and say, man, I have always wanted an Oreo flavored Coke.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that would ever do that.
Never said that.
The cool thing is that if you mix it with vanilla vodka, it makes a very, 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 very good drink. Nice adult beverage.
Good.
Yeah. Lou makes a perfect little statement in there as we were talking about Jason. Jason's book, his first book, is out today on Amazon.
Oh, what is it? Cookbook?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it is All Out of Seasons, a lifetime in poems, prose, and photographs. It is I'm looking at it right now, and this is a book that is just what it says. It's a lifelong journey through tragic loss as a teen, life at sea, love, family, mortality, and self-reflection. A deeply personal yet approachable memoir uniquely told through dark, atmospheric works next to bright, optimistic selections, that have been written over the last 30 years. Each written work is highlighted with powerful, engaging photography. That's one thing that I know a lot of people probably don't realize. But Chef Jason is also an avid photographer. Has taken, not only is he a great freaking chef, he's also a good photographer. He's also a good tattoo artist. I mean, it goes on and on. His talent seems to be endless.
That sounds like a fascinating book, and I'm not kidding. That sounds fascinating because if you have enough life experience to put into a book,
oh yeah,
but also to put into a book with selected poetry and photography, and you're telling a story like that,
right?
Oh man, that sounds really, really fun. I would like to see that.
I will send you the link, and I'll probably post it on our socials, just so everybody can take a look at it if they're ever so inclined to do so. Oh, look who decided to show up. I should have made the Digital Viper. I should have made him a moderator so that he could have banned Natalie. See, she's not heard anything we've said, so she throws that in there. Baseball mom. Yeah, well, we ruined that for you.
Yeah.
You know whose life has not been ruined?
Whose life?
Pink Floyd's.
No kidding. I mean, they hate each other, but
hate each other. However, they're living pretty large right now after they have sold the rights to their music, name, likeness, all of those. Right. So basically, they've sold their soul to Sony. I'm getting there. Yeah, to Sony for I hope you're sitting down, or at least if you're driving, pull up to a stop sign and stop. Don't hit nobody. An astonishing $400 million. That's
insane.
right.
Insane.
$400 million for Pink Floyd's name, likeness, and music.
I mean, they're not going to be able to spend all of that money, but boy, their significant others will have a legacy of money.
I am willing to help.
Yeah, we need to talk to them.
Yeah. Here's an interesting factoid, if you will. Pink Floyd were among the last big-name classic rock acts to sell, following other failed attempts to forge an agreement between long-feuding bandmates Gilmore and Roger Waters. One of the sticking points was reportedly like a tax structure, because you got to pay taxes on this stuff. But whatever. The story I read doesn't go into detail about that. However, it does say that there were multiple bidders for the I guess the rights to everything. Warner Music, Hypnosis, and BMG. Correct me if I'm wrong, but back in the day, wasn't BMG like a knockoff from Columbia House?
I think so, yeah. They were a competitor or something.
Okay, maybe knockoff's not the right word. Yeah, competitor. Because I still owe Columbia House, I'm sure.
I think we all do.
Yeah, but I could have swore BMG did the same thing. Anyway, yeah, $400 million, likeness, music, name, all of that.
And this quote, you were talking just a minute ago, this quote is typical Pink Floyd infighting. This is David Gilmour. To be rid of the decision-making and the arguments that are involved with keeping it going is my dream. Like, he's just over it. If things were different, and I'm not interested in that from a financial standpoint, I'm only interested in it from getting out of the mud bath that has been for quite a while.
Yeah.
He's getting out of the mud bath. Tired of the fighting. My gosh. I guess you can't fight over $400 million, can you?
Well, and here's the kicker to it. I think I don't know what nobody knows what the contract says, but This means that Pink Floyd's songs are going to appear in movies, TV shows, games, all kinds of stuff just because of licensing agreements.
Right.
People pay to use these songs, but is this money going to go straight to Sony? Or is this part of the structure that goes to what's left of Pink Floyd and their legacy?
Right, because what we don't know is, do you get that $400 million? You wouldn't get that up front. That's a lot of money to pay up front.
Yeah, that's like a big wallet.
So I would think, and I don't know enough about this, but it's interesting to think about, is that when you license Pink Floyd music for your movie, you pay Sony, then Sony filters those checks out to Gilmore and Paul, or Roger Waters, I mean, and whoever else is left. And
for pennies on the dollar.
Right. Well, they'd still be getting checks.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. You're saying if they didn't cut that $400 million up front,
right?
Yeah,
right. They'd be getting checks, wouldn't they?
That's true. Yeah, royalty checks.
Right. So how old are these guys? They're in their 70s easily.
Easily.
So you better make sure you get all that money before you die, or you set it up to where you're a benefactor. Yeah, or trust or something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So. Here's more P. Diddy news coming through on my phone. Jesus Christ! It never ends. The P. Diddy news.
Really? See, I didn't get nothing, which is probably a good thing. I don't even want to know.
It was a chilling video of something.
Oh boy, great! Next thing you know, it's going to involve Justin Bieber.
It was.
Oh, great! Of course. So you and I constantly talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or I should just call it the Hall of Fame that's not really rock and roll, but they call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We know who's all being inducted this year. And it was just recently released the all-star lineup of musicians that are coming in to honor, all of the inductees, but for us specifically, those that are coming in for Ozzy Osbourne is phenomenal as the chat continues to do nothing but talk about your face and your beard. So straight out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Thursday, I think it was this week, or Thursday of last week. It's only Tuesday, so it's not this week. They revealed that Billy Idol, Chad Smith, Wolfgang Van Halen, Zakk Wylde, Maynard James Keenan, Robert Trujillo, Steve Stevens, Jelly Roll, and Jack Black, along with producer Andrew Watt, will all take part in honoring the Prince of Darkness.
That's a lot of people.
Extremely.
And I bet they had to whittle that down. I bet there was even more than that wanting to be a part of this,
Yeah, absolutely. Ozzy's going to enter the Hall of Fame as a solo artist later on this month. This would be the second enshrinement for Ozzy since he was inducted as a member of Black Sabbath almost 20 years ago, back in 2006. Of course, all the others that are being, brought into the hall this year include Cher, Dave Matthews, Foreigner, blah, blah, blah. Not going to go over them because none of them are good rock bands. But one of the cool things, along with those people that are there for Ozzy, is thinking about the people that are going to be there for the other bands. One of the ones that you and I have talked about occasionally has been Foreigner, and the fact that, it took them, 20 years before they were actually not nominated, but before they actually made it, because they've been eligible for 20.
Forever.
Slash and Sammy Hagar will be part of the star-studded group celebrating Foreigner. They'll join Demi Lovato, Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer Chad Smith in a performance. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know. It'll be good. Hagar, Slash, Chad Smith, and Demi Lovato.
Yeah, that should be really good.
It really will. I got a thing for Demi. I kind of like her.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Musically?
No. physically.
Is she still pushing her rock cred?
I don't think as much, but I know there for a while she was, and I mean, it wasn't bad.
She had the record. She had Nita Strauss with her on tour.
Yep.
We've not heard anything until now.
Yeah.
About her popping in on this.
Right.
That's interesting. You know, another thing is Ozzy just about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, moved back to London. So he is not in the best health, as we all know.
Right.
And he has moved from LA back to London. I don't know what travel, how hard the travel is for him.
I thought he moved months ago.
Was it months ago?
I thought he moved months ago. Like, I seem to remember us talking about this. I thought it was a long time ago, like months ago, that he moved back.
Well, my point being, he's moved back.
Right.
And not in good health. There's a related article to this where he admits he's not completely sober these days. So I wonder if he's going to be able to make the ceremony. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know, if he's already, when he's in LA, he's already at least in, you know, the United States. And flying to Cleveland maybe not be a big deal.
Sure.
But, you know, coming from London, they'd probably have to definitely make some accommodations for him. And hopefully he's well enough that he can at least make the ceremony.
I would hope so. Yeah. I mean, there was a question about whether or not he would perform, and I don't think he's been cleared by at least one doctor to perform. But I mean, it is Ozzy, and he'll do what he wants anyway. I think he's being smart about it, but you know, whatever.
Right, and he's admitted his touring days are definitely over. We know that. So who knows? I hope he makes it. I hope he's all right, at least well enough to enjoy the ceremony, because there's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of well-wishers, you know, a lot of people there to celebrate with him. Yeah. And I hope it is, because it feels like there's this morbid cloud hanging over it a little bit because he's so ill.
Right.
But at least the Hall did the right thing in his case and did it while he's still with us. And not a year or 2 or 3 from now where maybe he isn't.
Right. You know, kind of like Major League Baseball and the fact that Pete Rose is now dead and now he'll get put in posthumously.
Right. And that's what'll happen.
Right.
And we both know that's a personal thing. And that's so Pete can enjoy being inducted and even maybe make some bets on it. you know?
It should be a good show. That's for sure. There's tons of other performers as well. Peter Frampton, who's a 2024 inductee, Roger Daltrey and Keith Urban will perform in celebration of Peter Frampton, and a pair of generational pop stars will come together when Dua Lipa takes the stage to honor Cher, who is also scheduled to perform. James Taylor will join Kenny Chesney and Mac McAnally in celebrating Jimmy Buffett, so that'll be pretty good. But it is a monster gang of people. Julia Roberts is going to help induct Dave Matthews Band.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the connection is there.
Big fan.
Ella May will perform and induct Mary J. Blige. And I don't know who else. That's all I can see. But that's a lot.
I kind of like Dua Lipa. Like, she makes some catchy music.
Okay, I was going to ask you if it was because of the music.
She makes some catchy tunes.
I've never heard a single song.
Oh, well, I'll send you something.
No, send me the video so I can just mute it. What?
I'm just saying. It was okay. The things I hear sometimes are okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've not. I don't know. Do you have enough keys on your keychain?
No, never.
Never? Because it seems like every day there's always something new happening, and you're going to get a new key. New car, new house. New doorknobs because you broke
I'm lucky.
one?
I'm lucky if I can find my keys.
Oh, then you would not want to be in the same shoes as Sammy Hagar.
Oh no.
No, he just got another key.
Yeah, I got the story right here.
So iconic rock and roll Hall of Famer Sammy Hagar recently received the key to the Las Vegas Strip in honor of Cabo Wabo Cantina's 15th anniversary. I've never been to Cabo Wabo in Mexico or in Vegas, as I guess he's got a couple things in Vegas, but he was given a key to the Las Vegas Strip. And, some people may say, oh, okay, it's just because he's Sammy Hagar and he has a restaurant there. Oh, contraire, mon frere. He was celebrated with the prestigious key to the Las Vegas Strip, recognizing his profound, not my word, that's too big of a word for me, profound economic and charitable impact to Clark County, Nevada. Nevada. One of the two.
Yeah, this says his economic contributions to Las Vegas would be impossible to measure.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Mine would be measured. It'd be like $20.
Right? His generosity is visible in his ardent support of local nonprofits through the Hagar Family Foundation, which has donated more than $650,000 to various local organizations, including 3 Square and the Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health, to which he has also donated his talents through pro bono performances at the organization's annual Power of Love Gala. He also makes regular donations to the greater community through profits from his Sammy's Beach Bar Rum Restaurant at the Harry Reid International Airport. Huh.
Yeah. The honor also commemorates 2 monumental events. That would be the 15th anniversary of Cabo Wabo Cantina in Las Vegas. And of course, as we've mentioned, I think a couple weeks ago, Sammy Hagar's 77th birthday, which he did by bringing his birthday bash to Vegas for the very first time with 2 sold-out shows at Palms Casino Resort.
That was just recently.
Yeah, and 77 years old, Kathy's here. Kathy's not 77 years old. With Hagar being 77 years old, and we seen them, a month ago. Phew, okay, I hope I'm doing that at 77 years old.
Still can't see myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying.
We can.
Oh, okay.
No, we can't now because somebody doesn't know how to turn their phone the right way.
Well, I don't have you directing me.
Oh, that's perfect.
Actually, if Ace would just get up, it'd be fine.
My name is on the show.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to put a big splash and Kathy, and then we'll have it taken care of. But see, her voice is in the intro where yours is not. Ours is not there, so
right.
She gets it all. But I thought it was a pretty big deal for Sammy Hagar getting the key. There's some photos online and a video of the ceremony. Very cool, very big thing for him. This is not, and I think for Hagar, this is probably bigger than the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is where he's doing his stuff in Vegas. So, why not?
He's getting honored for his good deeds, and not just for being a great musician. So that would mean a lot. Not that you want to be recognized. He's not begging for recognition because he donates money or does charitable things. It's not that, but other people notice and they want to let you know that they appreciate it. That's pretty cool.
And that he's got good alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the Cabo Wabo Cantina was awarded best tequila selection in Las Vegas Review Journal's Best of Las Vegas.
Well, and his lager's pretty good.
No, I didn't have any.
Well, yeah, they passed it out to us in the parking lot at the show.
Is that what you were your nail polished hands with?
That was not my nail polished hands. That was my daughter. She was the hand model.
Yeah, I was too busy drinking his tequila and his rum, so I didn't get that.
His actual birthday bash is coming up. right? He'll still be doing the one in Cabo, won't he?
I don't know. No, I think it was at the Cabo. I don't know. I'm so confused anymore between what he's doing in Cabo or what he's doing at the Cabo Wabo Cantina. I don't know. I just got the weirdest text. I got to read this.
Well, his birthday's the 13th, just so you know, 10/13.
Oh, yes, which is 5 days away.
Right.
It was not a weird text. It was just unexpected. Anyway, yeah, so big thing there with Hagar, and it's cool. It's good to see Hagar still in the news. I mean, even though we just talked his butt off about him, for about the past month, it's still good to see he's doing stuff.
Still doing stuff, and he is the most interviewed person in rock, I think.
Yeah. You know who's not going to be doing stuff much longer?
Who's that?
Sully Erna and the rest of Godsmack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pull this up now.
Kathy gets the look on her face. She's like, what? Which is what everybody else did.
I did not see this.
Yeah.
Now I have to read.
Yeah. So it was a new interview that was done by Sully Erna, basically talking about Godsmack's latest album, which is Lighting Up the Sky. He basically said it's probably going to be the final collection of new material, and that they don't plan on doing any more new Godsmack music.
Well, and we discussed this a little bit before we we got on the air, because honestly, to me, they've been around though since the mid '90s, right?
And they've been around. They've been creating music for like 30 years.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It doesn't feel that long to me.
No, it does not. I said that when I was laying on my side right before the doctor put me to sleep. Right before he P. Diddy'd me.
Yeah, he got P. Diddy last week.
Oh.
Yeah, by the doctor.
No baby oil involved.
But yeah, it feels like they're stopping this a bit early, and I am always hesitant to buy into the "I don't think we'll do this" type of thing anymore, or this is our farewell tour. I think sometimes you got to back up, get a little perspective, and say, you know what, in 5 years, they may change their mind and want to put out a whole new record.
Yeah, and I think that Kathy could have some insight on this. One of the questions that was brought up during that interview with Sully Erna was that, or not a question, but it was mainly just a point, was that a lot of artists have gone away from the album thing and are now focused on just releasing singles. And that's got to suck on the business front, for those that are trying to sell those records and make, make a profit, make a living off of that. However, at the same time, Sully Erna makes a good point, and he's like, what are people doing nowadays? They're making playlists based on their favorite songs. I mean, Ace, you and I were able to go on and look at, the Sammy Hagar, look at that concert, look what he's been playing, and create a playlist. There's no way you could go out and buy an album with just that playlist. You'll end up with a stack of albums. So he brings up the point that people are doing that, and that they've been doing music for 30 years now and have so much material and such a large catalog. He didn't say anything about not touring. He just said not putting out new music. They can still go out and put on, a headline show and fill it with everything they've got. Maybe sprinkle in something that's, a B-side that people don't get to hear very often. But other than that, I mean, they've got 27 top 10 songs. 27 songs. I mean, that's enough right there to fill an entire show. I mean, Sammy Hagar did what? Well, not counting ours because of the weather delay, but that was what, 21, 22 songs in a 2-hour set?
Right. Right. And interestingly enough, he didn't play not one song off of the new record he did with the Circle. Not one. It was supposed to be more Van Halen centric.
Sure.
I get that. But we did hear solo stuff from his Red Rocker days, and we were supposed to hear a Chicken Foot song or two, but the rain got us.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and he didn't play a thing from that new record.
Yeah, I blame it on the rain.
Well, please.
You
might sing it. You might sing it better.
I know that, but it's a good song. Don't knock it. Girl, you know it's true.
But yeah, I just take this stuff with a grain of salt. When they say that a few years ago, Styx put out a record, and they hadn't put out a record since, before
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
And who's the keyboardist? Who's Dennis's replacement there?
Lawrence Gowan.
Yeah, Gowan. So Lawrence Gowan is the one that started that process of making a new record, because he said, what are we doing if we're just going out and playing these hits all the time, but we're not being productive? And there's that second school of thought where if we're in a band, let's be creative. And if people buy it, they buy it. If they don't, they don't.
Right.
And that Styx record is a really good record.
It's so good.
It's an excellent record.
It was totally worth 14-year wait.
It was.
Mean, they really, that was my favorite one since Equinox. I mean, I don't think that there was a bad song on the entire thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I don't think that Godsmack will wait 14 years, but, but down the road, they could change their mind and say, well, what are we doing if we go out every summer and we're doing the same stuff and we're not energizing anyone, especially our base of fans, with new music?
True, because you look at a band like Metallica. I mean, it may take them 3 or 4 years to get an album out, but they continuously put out albums, and they continuously put out high quality
albums,
and they're playing those songs at the concerts, and that's. So Sully alluded to going to a concert to go see his favorite band, and unfortunately he used Aerosmith and Metallica as his two examples. Aerosmith, sure, I get. Play your classics, play everything that was out in the 90s and back. Everything's going to be great. Metallica, I disagree, because the stuff that they're still putting out today, like you just said, high quality, I want to hear it. It's Metallica. I mean, when I went and see Metallica when Godsmack opened for them, Godsmack had a 45-minute set, whatever, and it was great. They had a few songs. It's been quite a number of years, and I have no problem with them no longer recording new stuff. But at the same time, I like what you said about, that fan base. What happens when they want something new? Do they just release a single and say, hey, we've been working on that, versus a whole album? Who knows?
And there's that's some of the thinking now is, well, we can put out 3 or 4 really good songs and get them on the air right now. That's the thing they want. If they can get them on the radio today, because a lot of times what happens is with these new albums is the singles are coming out at such a distance from the actual release date of the record that the record's an afterthought.
Right.
I think there was a recent Def Leppard record that was the one we reviewed.
73.
No, the actual full record.
The ballroom globe thing.
Yeah.
But it was number 1 on the rock chart.
Yeah.
That week, and then gone. And that's how quick this stuff happens. But they want to get that quick shot on the chart and say, well, we placed number 1.
Yeah.
But there's no follow-up after that.
No.
There's no follow-up after that, because now you've lost your bullet and you've released all your singles. You've released the 4 singles you were going to put out.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
If you remember when we used to listen to a lot of this stuff when we were younger, it was a lead single or 2, and then the record, and then you had a year of singles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why that record sells. Now we're selling a record to tour. We have to have an excuse to tour. And I mean, Godsmack doesn't need an excuse to tour.
No, absolutely not.
Doesn't mean I wouldn't want new music at some point, but I think they could. I think they're jumping the gun a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there are some bands that need to just stop. Flat out stop putting out new stuff. It's not going to replace the good stuff, the older stuff. I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody, Motley Crue, but just stick to what has made you where you are. I listened to the latest EP put out by Motley Crue.
Yes, we talked
and
about it.
I love Motley Crue. Kiefer! I love Motley Crue. I always have. I do not like this EP at all.
Right.
Canceled?
Yeah, I canceled it immediately after listening to it.
No, I mean, that's what's going on Friday is canceled.
Yeah, it's a great name for it.
It really is. I listened to it. I didn't really care for it very much, but I got a lot of pre-orders for it.
And I'm sure it's Motley Crue. Who would not want to pre-order it? I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, because this could be the last thing. Could be.
Right.
But oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well,
I think I'd rather go listen to Dua Lipa.
Oh, I love Dua Lipa.
See?
She's amazing.
See?
I've never listened to her. I've watched her, but I've never listened to her.
You should listen to the song I Don't Give a Fuck. That will turn you right on to Dua Lipa.
I'm looking it up right now. How do you spell that? Never mind. Don't answer that. For unlawful carnal knowledge. Okay, there it is. Yeah.
So if you think back, speaking of Motley Crue, when was the last great Motley Crue record? I mean,
Girls.
Really?
That's my favorite.
I mean, if we're talking again, I like the John Corabi record.
Me too.
A lot. Dr. Feelgood, of course, was a huge monster record.
Yeah,
monster record.
Red, White, and Crew was good, but that was like almost like a greatest hits album.
That's like a comp.
Right.
But I loved the single. I loved Primal Scream.
Right.
If they would have had an album come out that sounded just like Primal Scream, I'd have been sold. I've been like, absolutely. But
right. And I think that one tricked me because I thought, oh yeah, this is Motley Crue, and I want a whole record of this.
Fooled you.
And Saints of Los Angeles had some good stuff on it, but one or two things that are all right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I sometimes I just don't. Okay, because I think when you have one guy writing all the music and everyone relies on one guy,
sure,
it's a lot of pressure to churn out music, and I think the pressure sometimes doesn't help your creative process. You've got one guy, and you got to do. Here's the lyrics. Here's what I want it to sound like. And no one says, "Yeah, this sucks."
Yeah,
no one says that. They're like, "Oh, okay, he made a song. Let's do it." There's no one to step in and say, "Yeah, this is horrible."
Right.
By the same token, when you listen to oh gosh, what's Nicky's other band?
7 thing.
6 a.m.
Oh
yeah, I was 7 a.m. Whatever. I was an hour late. It's daylight savings time.
Like 6 a.m. 6 a.m.'s got a lot of good stuff.
I love that stuff.
But he is not the sole songwriter. If you look at the credits, he's not the sole guy.
Right.
There's other people contributing.
Well, and look at that whole lineup of that entire band.
Right.
So I was just looking at the discography for Crew, and I'm gonna have to say that I think Generation Swine was the last big thing that I like the entire album, even Tommy Lee singing Brandon.
Isn't that the one though that's controversial in the sense that it sounds very industrial?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit controversial with a lot of fans because of the way it sounds.
Didn't they do that on purpose though, to make it sound like shit deliberately?
I think they did, but
Tommy did that.
Well, they wanted to make it sound industrial. They brought a producer in specifically for that record to make it sound that way. Yes.
Yeah.
Corabi talks about that record a lot because he was involved in all the guitar work. because they were, having trouble with Mick, getting Mick to do what they wanted him to do, that kind of thing.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is Generation Swine, because their self-titled Motley Crue was before that. I think Generation Swine that's where it ends. Like done right there. Because New Tattoo and Saints, maybe a couple good. Saints is good.
Is it good all the way through?
No.
No.
No, it's about 50% strong, but it's good.
Yeah.
And I guess we can take that for what it is. If you get half a record that's good these days,
yeah,
we'll take it, I guess. But man,
and here's something that you may not know about that about Saints of Los Angeles. Most of the credit for the songs on that song or on that album are Nikki Sixx, James Michael, and DJ Ashba.
There you go.
So it is essentially a 6 a.m. record. It's good.
So maybe that's contributing to why it's not a bad record. Because if you look at if you poll Motley Crue fans, they will tell you that's their favorite of the newer records is that one. That's the best one. It's one I like. I don't care for Generation Swine or New Tattoo, any of that stuff. If you're going to have me listen to Motley Crue, I'm going to listen to Shout at the Devil, or the Karabi record, honestly.
Yeah, I could listen to Karabi all day long. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting that, it's basically the lineup for 6 a.m. Pretty much wrote all of those songs. I mean, Mick Mars and, of course, Tommy Lee both have writing credit for one song each. Everything else is 6 a.m. This Ain't a Love Song, Tommy Lee helped write or gets credit. And MFer of the Year, Mick Mars gets a writing credit for. So, yeah. And just so you know, Kathy, I have Dua Lipa. I have it queued up, ready to play as soon as we're done. Which reminds me, we got a couple other stories to get to because we've already mentioned it, so we can't not. I'm going to let you talk about Kiss because I think this is a pretty big deal. If you know it already.
This is about them working on the 5-part documentary for their End of the Road farewell tour.
Yeah.
So
more Kiss news.
Right. This is from Blabbermouth. Kiss frontman Paul Stanley has revealed that the band is currently working on a 5-part documentary about its End of the Road farewell tour. The 72-year-old musician shared the news of the documentary's production by posting a photo of his wife, Erin, being interviewed for the film. And of course, Kiss played their final 2 shows ever, in December of 2023 in New York City's Madison Square Garden. But in the fall of 2023 interview with Rolling Stone, Gene Simmons insisted that the band's final shows on the End of the Road tour would be the group's last, which he says, hand on Bible. It goes into, of course, why they're ending and what they're doing. But a 5-part documentary, I guess this would go from beginning to end of that whole thing and all the things in between. I think that could be fascinating.
I'll watch it. I love those things. Those documentaries like Metallica had theirs. Heck, even when Poison had theirs. I love that backstage stuff.
If it's really raw and real, and they show the real stuff that has went on with Kiss, especially all the controversy with backing tracks that may have been used.
Yeah.
I mean, if they really get into that stuff, because you can find a little bit of that on YouTube occasionally. You know how Kiss will sometimes do the sound check, but the sound check's part of the VIP package where they play a little of that. And Paul will sing, and Gene will warn him to not blow his voice out.
Yeah.
And he's already blown out by sound check. That I would love to hear more about that.
Exactly.
Kind of like the whole Bon Jovi thing where we saw the struggle John was having, with just having vocal surgery and trying to recover from that and get to a point where he can tour again, which we still have. So yeah, if it's honest and real, I would love to see it. I'll watch it anyway, probably.
Yeah, we'll watch it anyway. We both will, with popcorn.
Right.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think it could be really good if they do it the right way.
Yeah. So one of the last stories we got to talk about, I was going to push this one another week, but I don't think I'm going to, just in case we forget. Huge debut for Scott Stapp coming up on October 23rd as the Grammy-winning songwriter will perform at the Grand Ole Opry on October 23rd.
Now tell me how this came about, because this seems so odd.
First off, it'll be the rocker's first time inside the circle and his first live performance of his first ever duet. It's a song called If These Walls Could Talk, featuring rock queen Dorothy. It's an acoustic ballad, and it delivers 2 Grammy-worthy vocal performances that escalate to soaring climax without P. Diddy,
wonderful,
as they depict the experience of suffering in silence. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing in here that says why. He was just invited to take the Opry stage. Scott Stapp said that he's humbled by the invitation and grateful for the Opry's tradition of including outliers like me. The Nashville songwriting community has been an incredible source of inspiration and support through a life-changing era for me, Scott Stapp. So it is a distinct honor to step into the circle for the first time. Again, that's on October 23rd.
Think about this. Think about how many stars now live in Nashville, right? We've talked about this before. It's not just country music stars. It's Music City, literally Music City, right? Because you have such a blend of stars that live there. I don't know if Stapp does, but I think he might. So let's say he does, or you've got such a crossover. These people all know each other. They see each other, all over the place in Nashville. It shouldn't be shocking that he would get invited to do this, especially if he expressed some sort of interest in it.
Well, part of the article mentions that the chart-topping debut of his 4th solo album, Higher Power, you take that chart-topping debut of the 4th album plus the return of Creed, and that being one of the hottest rock tickets of the year. Why not invite Scott Stapp?
Well, yeah, and shows that how much it's changed in Nashville, because before the Grand Ole Opry would be protected.
Oh yeah,
and you didn't get in without a very, very well vetted invitation, and now they're much more open to letting all kinds of people come in and do some things. And this really shows a lot right here.
Yeah. I think it's great. So, it'd be cool if we could see it live. I don't know if that's possible. Surely it'll be on YouTube like the day after, I'm sure.
There'll be something taped, I'm sure.
Yeah. Closing out this week, there's a list of the 10 scariest rock and metal mascots. We're going to briefly go through this because I do not agree with it, and I don't think you would either. We're going to go from 10 to 1. We won't argue, but we'll say they're wrong. Number 10, Megadeth's Vic. I don't think you should be number 10. Number 9, Knucklehead, the mascot for Five Finger Death Punch. Never knew he had a name.
I didn't either.
Number 8, Mad Butcher, the mascot for the band Destruction.
I don't know.
And moving on.
I do, but I didn't know.
Number 7, from Cataclysm, Heartbeast. That's great. Number 6, Narenheinz, who is the scary mascot from Sodom.
Oh,
great!
It's just disgusting.
It's
not gross.
At number 5, Murray. Everybody knows from Dio.
Yeah.
His name was Murray.
But how's that scary?
It's spooky. I don't know. It named Murray. I mean, come on. Oh, I'm being haunted by Murray. I just don't see it. Number 4, Children of Bodom, Roy, the Grim Reaper. Roy.
Yeah.
I don't name these people. Number 3 is the mascot for Iced Earth, Set Abomine.
I didn't even know that.
Number 1, you see, I skipped number 2. Hey. Number 1 is the guy who is the mascot for Disturbed. You know, the flamey guy. Yeah. Number 2.
He looks great on album covers.
Yeah, number 2 is Eddie from Iron Maiden. This is blasphemy because Eddie should be number 1.
He should be.
100%.
Yeah.
Eddie's
I don't know some of these others, but whatever. I do.
You know, is the dead baby from Alice Cooper. The one that he comes out on stage, it's like a 12-foot baby person in a costume.
Oh, yeah.
Or Feed My Frankenstein.
I was thinking of one other one too.
What?
Digital Viper.